I'm back. But look how much quicker. I can go 3 times or 4 times faster on this little Segway. What does that mean? It means I can get 3 to 4 times as many of these out in a given day. And what does that mean? It's a numbers game. Like I said, if you have a guy walking and you have a guy on one of these, this guy's going to get 3 to 4 times more phone calls than the guy that was walking. Okay? That's why these are so cool, and I love these things. This one, like I said, it's a mini. It's really cool. It comes with different tires on them. We got these because a lot of times I like to cut across lawns because I'm impatient. So I'll just get up there in that driveway and then I'll be like right across that lawn, right? And I want my 4-wheel drive tires to do that for me. So, cool handle on there. This did not come with it. I had to order this separate. But what I can do, I can put that there, press the button. I can throw this thing in the trunk of my car and it's ready to go with me when I take off, right? Get to a neighborhood where I know I can see the driveways are lined right up and they're close together. That's what I want. On the other hand, if I didn't want that, if the driveways are like a long way apart, I'll use the van. I'll use the van that I'm driving and just hit those with my van because it's, it's quite a ways away. Now, that being said, there's something new that we're getting this year, and I'm going to tell you why. This is called a Mars hay bike, all right? This is our 3rd one. We put 2 of them together. I'm going to take the camera now. Jeremiah's going to put this together and we'll show you why, but I'm going to tell you guys why. So, having this together on a bike, right? It's an electric bike. So you can pedal it, it'll assist you. You won't believe how wonderful that is. You just start pushing on the pedals and that thing will take right off. It'll assist you. You could switch it to just bike. So if if you're like that, if your battery goes dead on that Segway, you're screwed. You're done. You're over. With something like this, the battery goes dead, you can still pedal a bike so you can make it back to your van. Okay? We're trying them this year. I think they're going to be a good product for us, and this is why. I think something like this, these Segways, I'll tell you right now, there's a learning curve when you get on these things. You can hit stuff, you can flip. I have crashed so many times with this thing, and but I'm kind of like a daredevil on it. I'm just like, frick, if I see something to jump, I'm trying to jump it. It's ridiculous. So I get a little busted up with these things. I think I cracked a rib this last winter hunting season with one. Took it down on the ice. They're not good on ice. Don't take them on ice because they're trying to grab traction and before you know it, you're boom, right on your head. So that being said, those aren't cool for that. But the difference between this and that, when the battery goes dead on this, you're screwed. You can't go anywhere. But I like these for the very close properties. Now, for the ones that are a little farther away, the electric bike. Jeremiah, let's show them what this bike is. Now, this bike is not cheap. It's like $950. So. And this is 2022. So, that being said, let's get you at it because I don't get my hands dirty anymore. There we go, Jeremiah.
All right, we're going to cut all these straps off of here.
Tell me about the bike, Jeremiah. Tell me more about it.
It's black.
This is why he does what he does and I do what I do.
So, once we get the straps cut,
I will also show you the upgraded version. When you guys make a lot of money, I'm going to show you the one. Maybe I should do that now. I'll wait. Wait till the end of the video. I want to show you what I use for door hangers, which is even better yet.
All right. Good packaging. Lots of foam. Save the box. You're going to need it for the trash. So here's the seat. Strapped to it. Bubble wrap strapped to it. Grab a hold of this part right here. You can grab a hold of it there, and then right here where the tail light is, grab a hold of that.
I'll try to help you because they're really in there. Jeremiah, be such a wussy. Grab a hold of that. Okay. All right. Almost nothing to it.
Almost. You may need a partner.
That's me.
Okay, so we're going to need our clippers again. Cut off the zip ties. Something's moving. Hang on to it. That's the steering wheel. So everything in here is all connected basically. You just got to attach the steering wheel. Put the steering wheel on and the seat. It's actually a pretty, nifty design, but there's a lot of crap that you got to take off of here. I'm going to use the clippers because I don't want to try and use a knife and cut any of the paint or any of the handlebars like this here. They got some nice plush suede or leather on there. You don't want to cut that with a knife, so just grab your cutters and cut all the crap off of here. Got a zip tie down here, holding that on. We'll cut that off. And then another zip tie down over here. We'll just cut that off.
And before I lose any interest in this thing, I'm going to tell you guys something about this bike. Now the reason that we went and got these bikes, not only do they go more, they're supposed to get like, I forget if they're, I don't even want to say, they're supposed to get a lot more miles than those. The Segways, they claim will get you 12 miles. Maybe that's when the batteries are new, but not once they get a little older, right? But then these here, do you remember the miles they said you get on these? Was it 22 or
34 miles.
34 miles, okay. 34 miles on one charge. So that's a big deal. The other reason that we got these, when I hire employees, if my employees are a little nervous to be on this Segway, right? Maybe they're not so nervous to be on this bike because most everybody knows how to ride a bike, right? Most everybody. So, therefore, that's the other reason to have these. Now, I have two more of these that we've already assembled, so that's why we're familiar with them. But Jeremiah's going to look through it. And
There's a lot of packaging,
They did a good job of shipping that. I mean, they took the time in the packaging, which a lot of people don't do anymore. And I think they really tried to protect the product good, you know?
Yep.
Especially coming out of China or wherever it comes from, I'm sure.
This zip tie right here.
Who knows? I don't know.
That one's a little pain. All right, seat comes separate. It's pretty neat. They got a little shock absorber on here, on the seat already once you get it bolted in. It's springed and it has a little shock there. So we'll set this up here for now. Finish getting the rest of this off of here. So, yeah. They did not spare anything when it came to the packaging.
No. And you know, we used to use anything that we had back in the day. So I had some really old scooters back in the day. I used those things, but God, they were just awesome to use, and we got so much more done with them. And then the other thing is they're fun. Our techs love riding these Segways around. They love riding them. And they just have fun. It makes their day go fast. The other thing we used to do, we used to use golf carts. You know, we had electric golf carts. I love doing those things, but when you buy $600 in batteries every time you turn around, it doesn't get to be so fun anymore, you know? We've used four-wheelers. We've used dirt bikes. I mean, I don't know what we haven't used. Well, we didn't use our Harleys to do it. We didn't use that, so.
Correction.
We did.
I did use my Rocket one day.
Did you?
Yeah, I did.
Oh, boy.
That didn't work so well. So,
you know why? Because it was a Rocket instead of a Harley. See what it did there? Yeah.
So we got a box of tools here.
Show me what you got there, little buddy.
All right. So in this special little box.
Because it's so important to know what's in that little box, right?
Gotta have it. So yeah, you can cut that open with your knife. So this box here, the first box you see, that's going to be your battery charger. It looks like a battery charger designed for the bike. So we'll keep that in the box for now. Got your instruction manual. We don't need that.
We never need those.
Yeah, you don't need those. So that just goes in the trash right away. But what you do need is these tools. So they're generous.
I usually save the bags too, but clearly Jeremiah doesn't.
I don't know why there was a look.
Well, there was a hole in it because you put a hole in it.
The packaging for the bike is great, but I mean,
come on, man.
Chintzy bag. And best of all, you gotta have your pedals.
Yeah.
So now we got our pedals.
Those seem like high quality pedals too, I might add.
They are. Pedals, seat, and tools. Yep. So with these tools, first off, we'll just set those there for now. First thing we need to do.
All the garbage out of your way so that you can actually see something, and it would be help them do that. So I can see what we're doing. Got a nice little rack on the back of this thing. And you know what that's for? You can put all your door hangers right on the back of this thing and strap it down, or you can put your cooler on there too. Put your cooler on the back of this thing and your door hangers, and you're good to go. Go like hell for half a day or however long you can get out of these things.
Okay.
All right.
So now, first thing you want to do is you can pick up right here. See, they got a handle here?
And why do you want to get there instead of picking up in there?
Because I will show you that in just a moment. We don't want to get ahead of ourselves. Kickstand's going to come down.
I think you should have showed it right now because I pointed it out.
I will.
But
I put
right
the
now?
I put the kickstand
Are you
down.
going to do it now?
Yep, see, you don't want to put your hand here because this thing turns, pivots, and you're going to smash your hand like smashing your hand in a door.
Yep. This bike literally folds in half.
Yep. So here's our lever. We're going to grab the handle here. I got the kickstand out already. Make sure your handlebars are on the other side with the steering wheel. Roll this over just like so. Take this switch here, lock it forward. Now it's done. Now we can set it on its kickstand. So that was pretty simple. The second hardest part to this bike versus taking all the wrapping off is getting the steering wheel or steering handle lined up properly.
Show me what you got to do. Is that spline?
There. All right. So there's a wedge in here. Okay. So what happens? Here's our clicker handle here. We're going to take this off. Open this up. Come on, you. Like so. Okay. That's going to give us access to this screw. I don't know if you can see it.
Yep.
Okay, so that gives us access to the screw. When we tighten the screw up, it brings this wedge by that point. And if you notice it on that side, it's thicker, so it wedges itself inside the tube.
Just like that.
Yep. So that's what the tools are for.
So that slides up.
Yep, the wedge slides up. So we're going to close that for just a second. We're going to set our steering wheel in here. Just slides right in there. Kind of got to stretch it a little bit with the cords, but push that all the way down. Make sure your steering wheel's the right way. We're going to go, there's something wrong here with the wires hanging. Yep. We'll flip it around. Yeah, make sure your cables are in the right spot. My bad.
There you go. That's all right.
It's
It's usually always his bad, but he is the guy doing it all the time now. So,
so now we need that.
did I mention I don't have to do that anymore?
They were generous enough to send us the Allen keys. So just like any bike, line that up straight, put your legs on the wheel, line this up just like so.
This looks weird. How come that looks weird? How come this isn't lined up with?
I haven't gotten there. Well, all right, so that's a good question. It ain't lined up yet because it isn't tightened down. Once we tighten it down, then it should line up perfectly.
Okay.
So now that we have it right where we want it, we're going to open this up slowly so it doesn't move on us. Keep that position. Like I said, this is like the second hardest part from unwrapping everything. Get the right size Allen key that they provide and just start twisting. Righty tighty, lefty loosey. Get it good and snug that way, and then grab a couple, like a half a turn this way if you can. So there's a quarter turn. And then I need just a little bit more. Half a turn, that way you can assure that that's going to be tight, because you don't want this coming loose when anybody's riding. And clip your, so the lock here, you have to pull this up here. There's a little knob here, you pull that up, and then you can open it up. There's a little groove right here. That allows you to put your thumb in. And that'll allow you to twist it. So now that this is secure and out of the box, this would be a point that you would loosen up in order to fold the bike back up for storage if you wanted to.
How come this is still not?
That doesn't go straight.
Oh, it doesn't go?
That doesn't go straight. No,
Really?
That's at an angle because you don't want this to fold straight down into here. So now this is going to fold sideways off to the side.
You fold the bike up. I see. Gotcha.
And speaking of folding it up, since we're this far already, this has got the same thing. There's a little finger paddle underneath here that you can stick your finger in. Okay.
Okay.
Then you hold there, pull this back, open that up. Now your bike will fold in half this way. Grab a hold of that handle.
Right. So if you're trying to put that in a car or something, look how that bike just folds right up.
Yeah, right now.
Yep. The only downside I really saw to these things was there's nothing that clamps these two together.
Yeah.
You know, when you do fold it up, I wish they had something that would hold those together, but they don't.
Okay.
But it goes together pretty quick.
Yep, so
Right?
there's that.
Yep.
Now we have our seat. And some more packaging. They did not stray from that. Before we put this got the key in there. So these batteries, we're gonna jump to the battery right away.
Okay.
So on the key here, you have your on position, or off, on, and your release. So right here, that would turn it on, but we want to take the battery out. So we're going to bring the key back this way to the left, and that'll allow us to pull the battery out. Otherwise, if it's not, it'll be locked. We're going to take this out because one...
See the connections down here, you guys? Where are they? Right in there. There's a connection, slides right into that, straight down through this tube, right?
Yep. Slides right in there and locks in place with the key.
So you can take this out, take it into your shop and charge it, or, which is another thing that we're going to be doing, we're going to be putting charging systems right in our vans so that if they're out doing door hangers and they use the bike and the bike goes dead, they can bring that battery pack in, slap it on the charger, we'll have a charging unit, have AC current there so that it charges this thing for them. And I don't know how long it takes to charge them. Do you remember what it said in the book?
No, I didn't.
I don't either, but we'll find out, I guess, once we start doing it. But at least, hopefully it'll charge it up again so they could use it yet that day, is my hope.
Yep.
Okay.
All right, so I'm going to set this aside for now. Now I'm going to put the seat in. One, it's going to be easier to put the seat in. We're missing a piece.
I saw a piece in the box.
That's the piece we need right there. And that's garbage. All right, so this must have came off when we were pulling it out. I felt something come off. This guy right here is the clamp for the seat. It fits on, it goes on one way. Let me show you that real quick before, all right, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a tiny little lip in here.
Yep.
So you can't put it on this way. You
can't put it on wrong.
Yep, it goes on one way, just like that. Okay. So now if it's too loose, you can just snug this up while this bracket's open. Otherwise, first thing you do is you put it in. They got a white little gasket here. Bring it up just a little bit. You don't want to ride it on that. And then you just slide this knob back, and that should tighten that seat up for you, just like so.
And that's adjustable, right?
Yep, you just pull this back. Now you can bring the seat up. Don't go any farther in the lines. They got the marks there on your distance. And then you just snug that right back up, and there you have it.
Got it. So. All right, so still some packaging left on that one.
Yeah, we'll get that.
That little bit.
Now, they gave us some wrenches and some pedals. One says L for left, other says R for right. Okay?
It's confusing, man.
It is, but the threads are different too.
Right, because what if you were standing up here at the front of the bike?
It doesn't work.
Now what?
It doesn't work that way. Not in the U.S. Not in the U.S.
Come on, man.
That's how I know.
Don't lie to me, man.
That's how I know.
That's how you know.
So this one's going to be right-hand threaded, and then you just grab your wrench, snug it up. You can put Loctite on it if you want to, but if you're strong enough, it ain't coming out because just the way you're pushing the pedal.
I would suggest putting Loctite on there just because of the fact that what do you need it off for? You never need it off, right?
Unless you break it.
Unless you're trying to break it down to, you got to have it off for it to fit in your car or something, right?
Yeah.
Why else would you want to even take that pedal off?
So that goes that way. And this one here, I believe, is reverse thread.
That would be reverse.
Yep, if I can get it started right, there we go. Yep, so this one's reverse thread. And the reason they do that, fun fact for you, fun fact 1219, is that's a right-handed thread because you're always pedaling in this direction. So when you're pedaling in that direction, what's going to happen is it's going to help keep that Loctite in there so it doesn't thread itself out. So this one threads in backwards, which would be forward in motion when you're pedaling, which is going to help keep that snug in there while you're riding.
We got it there, sport. Let's finish that up so we can get up and show them the rest of the fancy gadgets.
Copy that. God, I love the fun facts.
I know. He loves fun facts. He's always talking about stuff that I could care less about. I really don't. I want maneuverability. I need that thing to go and make me money. That's what we're talking about.
Wait until we get on the Seagull topic. All right, so now the pedals are on. We have everything connected, I believe, that comes with it. Battery gets charged. We don't have a charger. Oh.
Here, I'll get that myself, Jeremiah, because,
thank you, sir.
You know, I told you twice, I think, to take it off, but you just
we
didn't.
have
Daddy.
This thing comes with a fancy headlight. And a tail light, which do light up.
Yep, they do. You have your battery pack in there, which you may need to show them the next things. So why don't you-
There should be some juice in there.
I don't even know if there's juice in there.
We'll find out. We'll find out. Well, check this out. We're gonna set this battery aside. Like he said earlier, we
Fun fact for
have set up 2 other bikes, so we have the batteries in here charged already.
Let me come over here.
So,
Yeah, see if that's where you keep the batteries. That does not look like where you keep the batteries, Jeremiah. Perhaps it's that. No, it's not that either. Must be over here somewhere.
all right. So there's a slide right here. Just pull your seat out. It makes it a ton easier.
Hold on, let me get the thing on there.
Catch the slide on the battery.
Okay.
Slide that right down. This key should be all the way in the left position. Should be. Lock that in. Turn it on. So right now it's on. Put your seat back in. Snug that over. Pull it up just a little bit. There. Now, power button. If you hold that for a couple seconds, the power button turns the bike on. Okay.
And it shows there's your battery level. What's that? How fast you're gonna go, or what? No, that's
Odometer.
ampere.
Miles
per hour.
That's miles per hour.
I don't know.
And how many miles you put on there, and then the odometer.
All right, so you guys read the book.
Right. So it comes with, it's got a horn. And then, I know, your light button turns your headlight on. Nice LED
Headlight.
light.
Yeah.
But obviously you keep your lights off, you save battery power.
Yeah,
but-
save your light in the back here too.
Yep, in some instances, like a
Does
foggy.
that brake light work at all, or no? Is there a brake light?
I don't think it's a brake light, I think it's just a
No,
tail light.
just a regular tail light.
Yeah.
Okay.
We could
Would have
probably,
been cool if they had a brake light on there, but
probably
that's
wire something up like that.
all right.
All
So anyway,
That's headlight. Now, speed selection, you have a plus or a minus here on the pedal, so you can put that up 1, 2, 3. Now that's like your high speed. That's like we're gonna give her nuts. It's giving her all the juice. Your gear selector, you hit this with your thumb. You can bring it down to first gear if you want. You have to pedal it to get it to interchange its gears or get it in motion to get all the way down to 1. Although it's just
what's the purpose of that? Is that just like the old 10-speed bikes?
It is. So once you're down in first gear, it makes it a lot easier to pedal, like going uphill. Okay. So now that jumped into first gear. Looks like there's another gear that it should be on. Anybody's familiar? Oh, there it goes. That was the assist that he was talking about.
Yeah, that just took off, didn't it?
So yeah,
That'd
once
been cool if you'd been on that bike and it would have just launched into that four-wheeler.
once you start, you can kind of hear that it kicks in all by itself.
There you go. Do it one more time. Sure. He pedals once.
You can hear the motor kick right in, like a half a crank on the pedal.
So you can go with just pedaling the bike by itself. You can go with the assisted pedal or electronic.
Yep.
Show them the electronic.
So I'm gonna pick the rear end up here. There's a trigger right here, kind of like a four-wheeler, only it's a downward trigger. Push that in. Full speed just gives it.
And how fast can you get out of these things?
Depending on your weight, but your average speed is gonna be anywhere from 12 to 16 miles an hour.
12 to 16 miles an hour. Awesome. Okay.
So,
That's
yeah.
beautiful.
And then when you turn it down, top speed goes a little bit lower, so it won't go as fast. You can hear the difference. If you want, I'll hold this. You can go ahead and hit the plus button. You'll hear the difference.
This one?
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Changes the power level.
Now I'll hit 3. Oh, yeah.
Right now, with no weight on here, it goes 25 miles an hour.
So how do you get it to do that one?
Yep, that one there.
Okay, got it. There we go. That's pretty cool.
Now there's no, when that zero's there is no power to that motor.
Yep, so click that up into your powers right here. So your speeds, 3 speeds, you can go into there. 1, 2, 3. And I'm sure you can hear the difference. Turn them down. Shut her down, man, shut her down.
Yep, and then the one more thing about the gear selector is once you have it in first gear, you don't have to try and pull it back. This little plus button right here, push that once, clicks it down a gear. Okay, or I should say up.
So keep doing it or no?
Yeah, so now if I want third gear, push it again, it'll bring it to third gear. Obviously you're gonna be in motion and it'll switch down to them gears. Fourth gear, fifth gear, sixth gear, and seventh gear.
Right. And then this adjusts too. I see 2 adjustments here.
Yep.
Right?
So now you have an adjustment here, which is going to adjust your, sit right down here, which is going to, let's crook it a little bit. This here is going to adjust your handlebars this way. I don't want to play with it too much because you'll burn off the knurl. So keep that center in the knurl, find your spot, clamp that back down. So now you have your in and out. This one here, same thing, is clamped just like the seat belt. If you want some eight hangers, bring it right up there and ride with a smile on your face, get the bugs in your teeth. Yeah. Or you can put it in sports mode and drop that thing right down. There's a pretty little nifty measuring device on this side. Tells you where to stop. So stay there. Bring it out any further, you're probably hurting yourself in the long run. So drop that right back down.
That's pretty awesome. So the seat adjusts, the handlebars adjust.
You can lock your front shocks.
You can lock them with this.
Yep.
What would be the purpose of that?
Stiffer ride. It won't allow it to cushion.
Won't allow it to cushion?
Mm-hmm. It won't go.
Yeah, I'll show you. Yeah, see how sturdy that is? Now if you unlock that.
Now you have your cushion.
Oh yeah, look how that goes down.
Yep.
I would leave it just like that.
Yep, leave it open.
So it absorbs. I don't know why anybody would want to lock that.
Flat roads.
Think so?
Yeah. Braking.
Okay, well I think that's about it on the bike, isn't it?
It are.
All right. So guys, to end this video, I'm going to tell you that between these bikes, I think are going to be safer. When I try to get someone to come to our company and I say, hey, you got to learn how to ride this, and then they flip on their head 17 times out there trying to learn, they might be afraid of this thing. I don't want to lose a worker because they're afraid of this thing. So if I give them a bike and say, hey, you can use this to do door hangers, I think they're probably going to be doing it. Plus, if you can get 34, 35 miles out of these things, that's awesome, right? Now I'm going to show you guys what Daddy uses, okay? So once you get really good at what you're doing, you get something like this. Look at this beast, boys. Look at this. This is magnificent. I don't care how you look at it. This is a magnificent beast. Look at that beautiful creature. Look at this. This is a Polaris XP 1000. And I put the road tires on it, which I can still go off-road with this thing. Super cool. But going into this thing, why I bought it, what I'm doing with it. So I use this thing for door hangers, right? So Jeremiah and I will get in this thing because we don't want to sit on this all day. We'd rather sit in a comfortable, air-conditioned, mind you, vehicle with a stereo. We can put our phones up there. We can play whatever we want to play while we're doing door hangers. Cool things to have. So in the back, right now I got it set up for my dogs. So my dogs are even Packard fans, man. You see that? So, but this is set up. I just put a bunch of stuff in here to raise it up so my dogs can see outside. But you can put your door hangers, check this out. You can put all your door hangers back here. This is a ramp. This is a ramp for my dogs. I use on the side and then they come pop in there. Awesome ramp. But you can put your door hangers back here in containers and stuff and just fly down the road. And like say if you've got 5, 6, 7, 8 guys that are out doing door hangers, as soon as any of them start to run out, or if the battery's dying on their, their Segway or the electric bike, I can whip over to their location, just punch it up on the GPS in there, which is super cool. And I can put it on there. You should come around this side. I'll go around this side. And then we can throw their bike right in the back of this thing. We can put the flyers inside, throw their bikes right in the back of this thing, and then 60 miles an hour to wherever we need them to go, right? Till we drop them off and we get to get a new one and get them back on the road. So this replenishes a lot of people. Cool things. Super cool, which I'd really like to show you eventually. My man put my steering wheel down here too far, but I like it. There's a steering wheel adjustment on this thing. What the fuck do you do with that? What did you do?
I hid it under the light switch.
Why would you hide it under the light
No,
switch?
it's right here, left side.
Are you being cocky with me?
Nope.
I feel like you were.
Just a little bit. It was funny.
Look at this. You can adjust this however you want it. Check this screen out. This is so cool. There's your fan. You have your air conditioning. You have heat in the wintertime. Check this out. Take that bad boy out. This is so cool. The windshield. If it gets too hot, you can open that up. Or, on the other hand, if you're out violating, you can just open the window and... I wouldn't do that though. But anyway, so here's this, right? So you have this radio type thing. I can go over here, all your speedometers and stuff. The direction I'm going, right there. This thing tracks where you go. All right, so here's my map right here. I'll start with this thing, and wherever I go today, it's going to track me. I can see right where I'm at. So if I started right here, let's say I unloaded this with my truck right in this one location, and I'm going to go to door hangers within 10 miles of where I'm at, I can always see how to get back to where I need to be because of this navigation system. I totally love that thing. You can connect your phone over here. Here's your, you can go to night vision, you can go to day vision. Just hit it on auto, let it do it itself. Your brightness display is there, just super cool. Map, cameras. You've got your cameras here. This is the back camera, right? I click this. There's the front camera. Shows everything up there in front of my four-wheeler. I think it's pretty cool. Go back to this. Don't even know what that's about. I got to read that. You can put a plow on this thing. There's my map thing. If I want to get back to that, I can do that, right? Music thing, you can do that. You can go through all your channels, FM, your source, blah, 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 blah. And that's it. Here, four-wheel drive. Check this out. You guys, this tool is like freaking awesome. So, right now I'm in four-wheel drive. I can put that in two-wheel drive, or I can put it in one-wheel drive, right? I can put it in work mode, standard, or performance. So if I'm pulling something behind me or I'm going up a steep hill, I can put it in work. It's kind of like a high gear and a low gear. And then I got a windshield wiper in there, which I would have to shut this, which is super cool also, because when you're running from the cops and you got to get away from that stuff, you got to get away from the cops, right? You got to like go. So I got to get off the road. I got to go four-wheeling. Well, if I hit mud or water and it comes flying up on me, man, I got to be able to turn the windshield wiper on. You know what I mean? Look at that. Look at that, guys. Just washes that stuff right off my window, man. Love that. Interesting feature. These are my big lights up front. Go around and show them these lights. So this is your regular lights, right? All right, that's your regular lights right there, right? So that's your low, that's your high. Check out the ones we put on. Ah, look how magnificent that is, boys. And of course, we use that to blind the police also. We got to remember to put one on the back of this thing in case they get close, right? Because you can't see shit when that thing is, when them lights are coming at you, you can see nothing, absolutely nothing. So if we put it on the back, the cops won't be able to see us. So, air conditioning, heat, talk to you about that. The nice comfortable seats, got beer holders all over in this thing. Did you show them the beer holders? There are beer holders everywhere. Look at this. Look at, I got beer holders here. There's one up there by you. There's another one right up here. Love that. Look at it in my side door. I can put them right in the side door. You probably have one in your side door too. You can put it in there. Well, yeah. And check out the windows, guys. Look at this. What? What? Electric windows. What? That is like so cool. Like you can do anything with this thing. There's a light up here. You can put that on if you're looking for something. You're making out with your chick and she drops her freaking whatever, can't find her panties or whatever the case is. You can just flick this light on and then you'll be able to find them and shit. But yeah, so this is what Daddy uses today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. Talk to you soon.